Okay, so for general projects, the way that the resource right now I'm just going to call it starting balance, okay, just because right now it's really about the starting balance. The starting balance for general projects was all loaded at the project and task level with this expenditure type, the fund balance transfer expenditure type. If it's a good number, then it shows up as a negative number here, right? So if it's a positive resource, like you got money to spend, okay? And then expenses are positive numbers. Did I say that the right way? So the total sum at a project level is the total amount of, the plus and minus. So in this case, they have spent more on this project than they have of what the resource transfers were, or the starting balance was, now that it's been converted. Notice here we have different task numbers. So if we look at let's look at task 10, because it looks like it has both. So there's two ways. I can either filter it this way on the screen, or I have the ability in the search where I can narrow down by the task number here as well. Okay, so there's two different ways that we could kind of narrow it down by task. So if I narrow it down by task, so now you can see our number has changed here, because now it's the total costs that have been charged minus the balance, which is a 7.7. I could sort this maybe. I think there we go. So here was kind of the starting balance. So we had, $60 to start with, and then we charged a bunch of July payroll. So we're essentially in the hole right now. So this would be the way to see it on screen. So then from a reporting perspective, this report shows now for all projects, the project number, the total budget, the total cost, and then if there's any committed costs or liens. Now for general projects, there is no budget. So you're just gonna see the total costs here. So if we had had a starting balance that was, higher than our July costs, then this would become a negative number. So I would say that these two columns are probably the most interesting for general projects. The problem with this report is that it's not at the task level, okay? And since and Linda, Michelle, since I see you guys on the call, after I show this next report, if you're able to show the report you built, I know that yours is at the project and task level. So,
and I have one other.
I'll show one other report here. This is the project cost data report. So this would be a way of running, instead of from the UI that I had originally showed, it can be run as a BI report. So then this is another way. And then this way, here's our tasks. So now we could, just work in Excel and we could see our tasks. So if I do, I think we kind of all get the idea here of what I'm going for. But so now here I could say, okay, well, show me task 10. And it'll show all that same data that we just saw. I could do a sum down here. So, and then another way is to say, okay, at this project, maybe I just want to see what my starting balance is at the project level, regardless of the tasks. There's two different ways. One, you could look for this particular expenditure type. The other one would be that you could use this transaction source of conversion. So at this particular project level, we can see that the starting balance, kind of from a project overall level, is this 31,000. So they could backtrack that and look at it per task. So kind of different ways to slice it and dice it.